Okay, let's go to page 154, and this is lesson 3.2. And this lesson is about how to use parallel lines and transversals. So over here, there's activity, so you can kind of do it on your own and just read through. Basically, so you have regular line paper. So notice all the lines on the paper. See, when you have the note paper, all the lines are parallel lines. So if you just draw the lines through, you get all these lines, and then you can identify different kind of the angles. Okay, and so over here it says compare the A angle. This the all, and it says compare the A angles, and this all the congruent angles. What did you notice about spatial angle pairs formed by transversal? Okay, well when you have parallel lines, again see the red marking tell you that these lines are parallel. So when you have parallel lines and you cut by transversal, basically you're going to have two types of angle. Okay, so all the acute angles like 2, 3, 6, 7, all those acute angles, and they will all congruent to each other. Okay, so you're going to get two sets of congruent angles. So angle 2, 3, 6, 7 are congruent. 1, 4, 5, 8 are congruent. Okay, so we're going to do more proof of that as we go on. Okay, postulate. Again, make sure you have this in your notebook. Okay, corresponding angles postulate. It says if two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, you can see that. So this is only when you have parallel lines. So when you have two parallel lines and you cut by a transversal, the corresponding angles are congruent. So angle 2 is congruent to angle 6. Okay. So now, if you were to do the let's go and do this one here. Example 1. The measure of three of the number angle is 120. Okay, so identify the angles, explain your reasoning. Okay, so this is 120. So three other angles are also 120. Okay, the first one is angle 4. And the reason this is also 120 because they are vertical angles. So vertical angles are congruent. So this is 120. Now angle 5 is also 120 because angle 5 is corresponding angle of that. Okay, so this is corresponding angle of that. Therefore, these two are congruent. Therefore, angle 5 is also 120 degrees. And since this is 120 degrees, angle 8 is also 120 degrees. And the reason you can use vertical angles because 5 and 8 are vertical angles, and vertical angles are congruent. Or you can use the corresponding angles because we from the vertical angle we know that this is 120 degrees, and angle 8 and angle 4 are corresponding angles, so this is congruent also. Okay, so this is also 120. But notice we just proved a theorem. Okay, that since this is also 120, you can see that the alternate exterior angles are congruent. Okay, also the alternate interior angles are congruent. So by doing this exercise, we just have additional theorem that we just proved. Okay, and that comes down to this. Okay, theorem 3.1, alternate interior angle theorem. So alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay, alternate exterior angles, again, alternate exterior angles are congruent. And consecutive interior angle theorem. Okay, if you have two parallel lines, the same side angles are equal to 180. Okay, they are supplementary. Okay, so let's go to example 2 for proof. Okay, so it says find the value of x. Okay, so for this one, again, if this is 115, so measure angle 4 plus x plus 5 equal to 180. So this is an alternate consecutive interior angle theorem. It's from here, right? From this one here. So if the same side interior angle, they are equal to 180. And then after that, we do the substitution because measure angle 4 will equal to 115, right? Because of their vertical angles. So substitute 115 for angle 4. Then after that, you combine the like terms. So 115 and 5 is 120. Okay? Then after that, you minus 120 on both sides, so it will be 60. So x equal to 60. Okay? Okay. Okay, let's go to example 3. Okay, prove the alternate interior angle theorem. Okay, we just kind of did that in the earlier examples. We went through that. Okay, but anyway, so solution. So you draw a diagram like this, and draw a diagram, label pair of alternate interior angle such as angle 1 and 2, and you are looking for angle that is related both 1 and 2. Notice one angle is vertical angle with angle 2, and that's the angle 3. So label angle 3. So again, giving the 9P is parallel to Q, and prove angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. Okay. Okay, so the thing that we know for sure is the corresponding angles, right? And the vertical angles. Okay. So we can use that. So first, giving. Okay. So two lines are parallel. Okay. The next one, angle 3 and angle 1 are congruent. So angle 1 congruent angle 3, and that's corresponding angle partial. Okay. So again, these are corresponding angles are congruent. And after that, you go angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. Okay, because they are vertical angles. So you start out with using the vertical angles and corresponding angle to prove other angles are congruent. Then after that, you use transitive property, because angle 1 congruent to angle 3 and angle 3 congruent to angle 2. So you kind of just link together, the zigzag. So angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. So this is transitive property. So we just proved that the alternate interior angles are congruent. Okay? So now you have additional tools that you can use to do either solving the angles or do the proofs. Okay. Okay. Now, so in a real life application, solve a real world problem in science. It says when sunlight enters a drop of rain, so here's a sunlight, it hits a drop of rain, and it would diffract the light into different color, and that's why we get a rainbow. Okay, because the light is made of different wavelength, and when it hit, and it spread out, because different wavelength will refract differently, and it spread out. Okay, but anyway, so it says this process is what makes a rainbow. For violet light, okay, see the light over the violet, the measure of angle 2 equal to 40 degrees. Okay, and what is measure of angle 1? Well, if you notice, and how do you know? Well, remember, sun is from very far away, and so practically all the rays from the sun is parallel. So this is the light and the ray from the sun. Okay, these are parallel, so you can see it by the little tiny yellow triangle marking. So it tells that these two rays are parallel. So angle 2 is 40 degrees. Okay, and angle 1 what? These two are parallel lines, so this is transversal. And so angle 1 and angle 2 are alternate interior angles. And since the alternate interior angles are congruent, therefore angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent. And that's how we know that angle 1 is equal to 40 degrees. Okay?